Welcome back to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest updates across South Sudan and beyond. In today's report, we will look at three important stories from South Sudan. Our first report, we will focus on thousands of people have been forced to leave their home near the border with Uganda after SSPDF and Uganda People Defense Force clash. Second, we'll look at families in Juba are struggling as food and transport prices continue to rise, and in Abyei, residents have taken to the street after Sudan rejected their participation in South Sudan's upcoming election. Well, these stories show the difficult situation many South Sudanese are facing right now: insecurity, economic hardship, and political uncertainty. Before we move on with these latest updates, I would like you to take the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell, so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Let's begin our report with church call for help after 1,000 flee violence in Kajo. According to this report, a church leader in central Equatorial State is asking for urgent help after about 10,000 people were displaced by renewed fighting near the South Sudan-Uganda border. The appeal came from the Episcopal Diocese of Liwolo. The Bishop of the diocese, Reverend Joseph Abba, said many families ran away from their home after violence was reported in the Andejoga area. He also said people are afraid of possible attack in Pure Goloko and Nyayangamuda. According to the bishop, thousands of civilians escaped with very few belongings. Most of them are now staying around St. Paul Cathedral in Sokora, Buma, Mangalutore Primary School, and Kerwa, Buma. The bishop said the majority of the displaced are women, children, elderly people, and other vulnerable groups. Imagine that. Imagine leaving your home with nothing but the clothes you are wearing. Imagine carrying a child and walking for hours without knowing where you will sleep that night. This is the reality many families are facing in Kajukeji right now. The church said the conditions are becoming very difficult. People are living in crowded areas with limited resources, where there's no food, no clean water, and almost no medical support. Bishop Abba warned that many families are sleeping outside without proper shelter. Children, like families, pregnant women, nursing mothers, older people, and people with disabilities are especially at risk. The church listed several urgent needs. They need food assistance, clean drinking water, temporary shelter, blanket and sleeping mat, mosquito net, cooking utensil, clothing, medicine, and health care services. And also they mentioned sanitation materials and protection service for women and children. The bishop appealed to humanitarian organizations, churches, charities, development partners, and government institutions to respond quickly. He also asked for prayer and for a peaceful solution to the border dispute between South Sudan and Uganda. According to him, communities along the border have suffered for many years because of repeated violence. He stated that the continued insecurity has left people traumatized and displaced, and he urged authorities to act before the situation becomes worse. The words of the bishop were simple but powerful. Our people are in pain. Our people are suffering. This is not just a political issue, it is a human issue. Behind every number is a family, a child, a mother, or an elderly person who has lost the safety of home. The border between South Sudan and Uganda has been disputed In some areas for many years, communities living near the border often depend on farming, trade, and movement across the frontier. When violence breaks out, it affects ordinary civilians. First, a school closed, elder services are interrupted, and families are forced to flee. Many people in Kajukeji have already experienced displacement in previous years. For some families, this is not the first time. They have had to abandon their home. The church appeal highlight the urgent need for humanitarian support, but it also points to a larger problem. Without a lasting political solution, communities may continue to face repeated cycles of violence and displacement. Humanitarian agencies may send emergency assistance if access to the affected areas is possible. Local churches are also expected to continue supporting displaced families with the limited resources they have. However, if the security continues, more people could be forced to flee and the pressure on shelter, school, and church hosting the displaced could increase. For now, families in Kajukeji are waiting for help, hoping for safety, and praying that peace will return to their communities. Let's move on to our second top stories. A rising dollar makes life harder for families in Juba. Let us move to Juba, where many residents say the cost of living has become almost unbearable. As the South Sudanese pound lost value against the US dollar, price of food, transport, and other basic goods have continued to rise. Ordinary citizens say they are returning home from the market with fewer groceries than before, while traders say they are struggling to restock their businesses. One resident by the name Ellen Akita from Gudela Block 5 explained how much price have changed in a very short time. He said a kilogram of beef that used to cost around 35,000 South Sudanese pounds is now selling for between 40,000 and 45,000 pounds. A small bundle of vegetable that was previously 500 pounds now costs about 1,000 pounds. Transport costs have also increased. She said a taxi ride that used to cost 4,000 pounds now costs 5,000 pounds. For many families, these increases may seem small when look at one item at a time, but together they create a heavy burden. Ellen said a small cabbage that once cost 5,000 pounds is now being sold for around 15,000 pounds. She described it as too small, even for a medium-sized family. She appealed to the government of South Sudan to intervene quickly, warning that many families could go hungry if prices continue to rise. Another resident by the name Awa Christine from Nuki Block A shared a similar story. Awa is a housewife, but she also ran a small fruit business to help support her families. She visited the market every day, and each day she finds that prices have gone up again. She said even small items such as ginger and seasoning cube have become expensive. For mothers like Awa, the price is affected not only food but also education. She says paying school fees has become very difficult, and she fears that some parents may not be able to keep their children in school. This is one of the hidden impacts of inflation. When food prices rise, families often have to reduce spending on education, healthcare, and other important needs. Shop owners, they say the main reason for the new price increase is the rise exchange rate of the US dollar. Most imported goods are bought using dollar. When the local currency becomes weaker, traders must spend more South Sudanese pound to buy the same amount of goods. One trader in Munich, Libya market, Hassan Abdul, said prices are changing almost every day because the exchange rate is unstable. Let's move on to our third top story. Before we move on, if you are new to Changfied YouTube channel, I would like you to take the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell, and so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Let's look at Abyei resident protests over election participation. Our final story takes us to Abyei, where residents have protested against Sudan rejection of South Sudan newly created electoral constituencies in the Abyei Special Administrative Area. The demonstration brought together chief civil society group, youth, women, and other members of the Ngok Dinka community. The protesters say they were responding to statements suggesting that Abyei belonged to Sudan West Kordofan state. Bulabek then quote the paramount chief of the Ngok Dinka say the community rejects those claims. He stated that there is only one administration in Abyei, and according to him, it is under the government of South Sudan. The chief also criticized Sudan Minister of Foreign Affairs for rejecting the establishment of election constituencies in Abyei ahead of South Sudan planned election in December 2026. According to him, Sudan has not been providing services to the Ngok Dinka community since 2011, while South Sudan has been paying salaries and supporting development activities in the area. Another resident by the name Tolwal questioned why the people of Abyei should be prevented from participating in South Sudan's first election since independence. He said the community received government services from South Sudan and therefore believed it has the right to vote in upcoming election. Rose Mointoch, the chairperson of the civil society network in Abyei, also said that the Ngok Dinka people consider themselves South Sudanese and want to participate fully in the electoral process. Abyei is one of the most disputed areas between Sudan and South Sudan. The region is claimed by both countries and has remained unresolved since South Sudan became independent in 2011 because of its strategic location and resources. Abyei has often been at the center of political tension. The people living there have long faced uncertainty about their future, including questions about citizenship, administration, and political representation. For many residents, participation in South Sudan's election is not just about voting, it is about identity and belonging. The protesters fear that rejecting the electoral constituencies could deny them representation in South Sudan's political system. They argue that if they are excluded from the election, their voices may not be heard in decisions affecting their future. At the same time, Sudan says the creation of constituencies in Abyei violate previous agreement between the two countries. Well, this disagreement adds another layer of tension to an already sensitive issue. South Sudan is preparing for elections scheduled for December 2026. The dispute over Abyei could become one of the major political issues leading up to the vote. If the disagreement is not resolved, it may create uncertainty for voters and election officials in the area. The situation also highlights the border challenge of organizing elections in regions where border and administrative authority remain contested. For the people of Abyei, the immediate concern is clear. They want assurance that they will be able to participate in the political future of the country they say they belong to. Well, that is it. If you are new to Changfied YouTube channel, if the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Thank you for watching and bye-bye.